Several years of friendly diplomatic relations between India and Nepal seems to have a standstill over the Indo-Nepal border controversy.
On May 20th, Nepal's Ministry of Land Management put forward a revised map which contained the current easternmost part of Uttarakhand, an Indian state, as a part of Nepal's territorial region.
But of course, such an action was not well perceived by the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. For obvious reasons, the ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said that the cartographic assertion and the enlargement of territorial chains was untenable and not based on historical facts. Basically, it was not cool for a country to suddenly include another country's territory into its own new edition of maps, and of course, the upcoming irony.
The history behind. The roots of the Indo-Nepal dispute dates back to the Sugali Treaty of 1816, which was signed between the ruling king of the Gorkha dynasty in Nepal and the East India Company.
According to the treaty, Nepal's boundary with the Indian territory was defined by the Mahakali River in the west and the Meechi River in the east.
The Mahakali River originates from two different areas, Limpiadhura and a comparatively smaller rivulet arising from Lipu Lake. Limpiadhura is the eastern part of the present Uttarakhand province.
Since its tributary happened to be of a much larger volume, the demarcation for the border ran along the length of the Limpiadhura tributary.
But during the 1860s, the British suddenly brought Kala Pani and Lipu Lake into its territory without even consulting with its neighbor Nepal, and started considering the much smaller rivulet as a democratic factor. AIC, make up your mind already, will you?
The sudden change of plans on the behalf of the East India Company occurred because that the area of about 335 km square was of strategic importance to carry about trade with China through the Lipok Pass.
But surprisingly enough, the Gorkha dynasty of Nepal did not even slightly oppose or raise an eyebrow or even a finger to such a drastic decision, and since then, India and Nepal have always shown Lipu Lake and Kala Pani in their respective maps for territorial demarcation. That's what we call true friendly diplomatic relations right there, ladies and gents.
During the Indo-China tension in the 1960s, permission was sought by the Republic of India from the Nepal monarchy to deploy Indian troops in the now disputed area for protection. A serious request to which the monarchy surprise once again complied to. Since then until now, it is the Indian troops that have been stationed in that area, but here comes the climax.
The reasons behind the current decision. On May 2015, China and India joined hands for the formation of a northeastern trade route connecting Pithogarh in Uttarakhand to Lipu Lake. No harm, no foul, right? Just two countries trying to do their business.
But this time, Nepal opposed both the countries as it claimed that the Lipulk route lay well within the boundaries of Nepal and the matter could not be discussed without its participation. Who gasps, "Et tu brote much, India, we get it."
In November 2019, the revocation of the Article 270, the central government revised the political map of India and included the protruding triangle-shaped tip of the disputed area till Kalapani. Of course, this meant more maps for the geography students to learn, which they absolutely live for.
On 8th May 2020, the Ministry of External Affairs of India introduced the formation of a 80-kilometer long Kailash Mansarovar Yatra Marg via Lipulk Pass for the pilgrims, which shortened the former 5-day trek to a 2-day trek. Cool, no problemo.
Since then, Nepal has been shimmering in discontentment and said that India should have consulted Nepal before building the road. But the Ministry of External Affairs naturally stated that the area comes completely under India's boundaries. Hence, there was no need for diplomatic discussions. No wait, now comes the climax rather than the anti-climax, if you will. for reasons known such as an action by the Indian government came under siege, fire and led to protest in very large numbers in Kathmandu with the hashtag Back Off India trending in Nepal.
Cut to 20th May 2020 when Nepal released its new political map, which brought the entire dispute to light.
Is China behind it? The situation acquires a further obstruction with China's intrusion into the LOC, and like a perfect cherry on top, Nepal, being ruled by a communist party, has started to reach out to China for investments and better connectivity. We declare a large case of third wheeling here. On May 15th, 2020, the Indian Army Chief M.M. Navri remarked that Kathmandu might be acting on behest of someone. Basically, he sensed a rat. To the above statement, Nepal Defense Minister reacted. Such a statement is an insulting statement made by ignoring Nepal's history, our social characteristics and freedom. With this, the Indian COAS has also heard the sentiments of Nepali Gurkha army personnel who lay down their lives to protect India. It must now become difficult for them to stand tall in front of the Gurkha forces. At this point, cueing a dramatic background music would be an understatement.
Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli of Nepal further made an allegation that India is responsible for the spread of COVID-19 virus in Nepal. He also said that the virus from India is more acute and fatal as compared to the one from China.
Wait, what? As a gentle reminder, in case somebody forgets, COVID-19 actually traces its origins, you guessed it right, not from India but China. This leads us to ponder if the ruling Communist Party in Nepal is inclining towards China. The consequence.
This border dispute is bound to approach its own share of not so colorful consequences. This never seen or heard before strain in the relations between Nepal and India is the most pronounced aftermath.
This also makes us question our faith in New Delhi's approach towards the matter. If the situation worsens, God forbid, is India capable of fighting three different fronts simultaneously, namely LOC, LAC and Kala Pani?
But most importantly, what effect would it have over the people of both the countries living in the other nation for the need of employment, housing and many other issues? We are yet to know.